Hey, Dr. Isaac Jones here, the founder of Health Experts Alliance, the global leaders in virtual practice and online brand building for doctors and health experts. So excited to share which marketing channels should you focus on to grow your practice and to expand your reach, right? So which of those marketing channels should you dive into? Is it a Clubhouse? Is it Pinterest? Is it Instagram? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Facebook? Is it Gab? Is it Telegram? There's just so many new platforms, TikTok, etc. I have friends that have mega followings on every single one of these platforms. And the question is like, where should I start? Like, what should I be doing? So that's what we're going to talk about today, because it is a question I get a lot. And what I see is a problem that a lot of people face is that they end up doing some pretty crazy things when it comes to getting themselves out there. This is the top mistakes I see people, doctors and health experts make, is they hire agencies to go out and blast all these different content on multiple social media channels that don't necessarily engage and create a conversation and create know, like, and trust. And that's the goal of any marketing that you do. It's to build know, like, and trust so that people will invest with you and be a part of your tribe for the long run. That's it. So this is a huge problem. I see this all the time. And then the other challenge is that if they don't hire an agency, then they're like just spreading themselves thin on all these different platforms, and they're not getting any traction anywhere or not near as much momentum as they could have. The thing is, most people are not asking the right questions. They're asking the wrong questions. And here's why. I could answer, but essentially, the goal that I actually have for you and understanding all of this and really narrowing down and answering this question, where is it that you have the most passion? Who do you want to serve? And ultimately, what's actually working? And so you may want to do some competitive research. You want to look at people in the marketplace that are doing what you want to do, and you want to snoop on them, see what channels they're on, how they're doing it. Note that, like Lewis Howes' podcast, The School of Greatness, he built his following by niching down on LinkedIn education, right? So he was the LinkedIn expert, right? Josh Axe, he started dumping a ton of money in Facebook before he went to Instagram and things of that nature. So most of these people, they start in one place and then they build out from there. And then as their cash flow increases, they hire other experts to expand into other social media channels. So there's a better way to essentially creating traction in this area. And it's essentially, looking at what marketing channel is important to to create the goals that you want to create. What are your passions? What is the niche that you're wanting to go after? What marketing strategy do you want to implement? And then from there, you can pick what ultimate channel that you should be focusing on. So here are some of the questions you want to ask to figure out what is the best channel to work on. And number one is, are you focused on going wide, or are you focused on going deep with a particular niche and with your particular funnel and marketing, right? And my recommendation is to go not wide, but deep, because you're going to be able to pick the niche at a much greater level. I think we get 400,000 hits every single month on Pinterest for Elevate's Health. And so that's just, one source of traffic for us. Another question is, who's doing your marketing? Is it you or is it someone else, right? That's a good question to ask, because that could also determine what platform you want to get on. How much time do you spend on marketing each week or each month? So that's another great question to ask. So how much time are you spending? How much time do you have to spend? What resources will you need to make these changes happen, both human resources and financial resources? What's your budget for marketing? Are you going to spread yourself too thin if you go all in one channel like LinkedIn, for instance, and it's a little bit more of an expensive platform to advertise on? I'd argue against that, actually, but that's the perception at least. So that's a good question to ask. What works for you well offline? Can you replicate this online? So if something that you're doing offline is working, can you replicate that model in the online space? And why do you need to grow your medical practice in the first place? And what are your goals for that growth? So again, everything needs to tie back to a goal, and it needs to really drive towards what your ultimate vision is of what you want to create. The most important thing here that I think that you can do is ask yourself those questions and then understand that, okay, my niche is here. My competitors are here. They're on Pinterest, or they're on Clubhouse, or they're on Instagram, or they're on TikTok, and I'm going to be here. So I just want to give some generalities for you in closing. Facebook is really good for middle-aged women, let's say between the ages of 45 and 65. Like, that's kind of the demographic for Facebook now. So a lot of people use Facebook. I never use Facebook anymore. I honestly hate Facebook, but that's just something that is just a statistic. But they get 84 billion hits a month globally. They have traffic. So do I advertise on Facebook? Yes, I do. Maybe some of you have come from Facebook. So I use Facebook to advertise, but I think the last time I was on Facebook was maybe 5 or 6 months ago. So, that's Facebook. Instagram is more the demographic of, let's say, 25 to 35 or 40-year-old women. And it's like very image rich. It's a lot of fitness and kind of like recipes and things of that nature. So that is Instagram. TikTok is more of a younger kind of generation. So Instagram's got the Instagram Reels that's starting to really take off. It's kind of like Facebook Lives or the TikTok videos. And TikTok is for more of a younger kind of audience. But, and please recognize that everything I'm saying here is not set in stone. Like, we have some people that are marketing really well to younger generations on Facebook. I'm just giving you generalities right now. When you look at LinkedIn, it's more like business professionals, men, women, a little bit more slanted towards men. It's a really great place just to get your message out to people in a little bit of a higher net worth kind of bracket that are business professionals. That's just a quick little overview, but you ultimately want to figure out where you are in the process of asking these questions, and then ask yourself, what's the next step for me? Where do I want to go? Where do I want to end up? And anytime you go into social media nowadays, you really do need to pay to play. There is some organic reach, especially on TikTok and Instagram Reels happening right now. But like you do have to pay to play if you really want to expand quickly. And it doesn't need to be a whole lot, but it might be something that could be beneficial to look at investing in your budget at growing your social media platform. In closing, pick one social media platform to start. Pick one. I think I hit it earlier on. Lewis House started with LinkedIn. Josh Axe started with Facebook. But pick one social media platform to start, and then ultimately you can grow out from there. But your goal is to dominate that. Pinterest has been really great for our tribe because we're looking at women that are interested in natural living, and they're already looking at, they're like very visual and image rich. And if you look at my website, elevaze.com, that's how we roll. We just have gotten great tribe and following in the 5-figure range of people on that website just organically. And then from promotions and whatnot, we've got 6-figure kind of email lists because we've been clear on who we're wanting to serve. But it does help to understand what your particular niche is and where they're living. Okay? So hope this added a ton of value to you. If you think this added a ton of value to you, I'd recommend sharing it with other people, and hope this will create a lot of clarity for how you can know what marketing channel to focus on to grow your practice. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much.